Hi guys, it's me Karen, and I've come to do the second part of the Magical Dawn Hanna Karlzon book. And yesterday we worked on this side. Stick my little plastic sheet back underneath here. Those plastic sheets I got at the dollar store in the kitchen section, and they're used for cutting up your vegetables on, and I just cut them down to the same size of the book. And I find it very nice to use in here because I use stickles and other dimensional things on my pages, and sometimes if you put your page down on that and you're coloring, you can get a bubble or a bump through the other page here. And since I put it on the because there are two sides to this, so there's a real shiny smooth side, and then there's kind of this dull, and it's kind of rough, and you can get a cool texture on that if if you want. And just cut it down to the right size, and I put it on the smooth side, and for some reason I just can't lift up the paper, so it's going to stick it under here. And I get it down into the crevice here, and if I need help keeping it there, I just use a paper clip, because I am going to have to work on this little guy's tail here. But I love those things, and any extra pieces that don't fit in a coloring book, I just cut those down and use them with my Inktense. I scribble on and add water and use them as a palette. What can I say? That's the coolest thing. Anyway, so we're going to come back and we're going to do the bird here and the key, and we're going to get the background done. And the one thing I did not show yesterday was doing the insides of the flowers, so we'll also be doing that. So right now I will get the camera set up and we will start coloring. Okay guys, we are back. I've got the camera set up, got the bird, I got one of the flowers with the center, I got the key. I do have the book at an angle so you can hopefully see most of the bird. I'm going to have to move it up when I work on his tail, but we can get most of that done. And I'm going to use the purple tones, so Black Grape 996, Grade Lavender 1026, and Parma Violet 1008. So I have those all sharpened up, and I also might use a little bit of, well, for the key it's going to be a different set of colors, so I'll have to bring that out later. Right now I'm going to do the bird, and he's going to be done in the purples, like I said, kind of done the same way as we did the blue one up there. So we're going to start with the Black Grape and go around his little beak area. And bring that up and lighten our pressure on the way up. We're going to do the same thing with his eye and darken this area here. Lighten it up around the edges. And bring some of this dark down under him. And in this section down here and going up here. And then we just lighten it up. We're going to go in now with the Parma Violet and just kind of go over the same thing we did and bring that out a little bit more towards the center. And we'll go up in here too. Okay, going with the gray lavender. And That's our lightest color, so we're going to smear that down a little bit. So this is the one I use the most pressure on, using it to burnish all the colors together. Oh, we're lucky, and we got a lot of rain yesterday and today, and most of the snow is off the roads, so we could actually get around now, as long as it doesn't snow again. They keep threatening it. I shouldn't say threaten. They're doing their best to tell us when it's going to come and when it's not, but I like it. Like the first day, it's pretty. You get one day of it, and then it should just melt and go away. But no, we had it for over a week. And the first time we got about a foot. And then the next day, I'm just kind of going into the darker areas, if you're wondering, with the pencil. The next day we got about 4 more inches on top of that, and they were telling us we were going to get another 9 inches on top of that, and it wouldn't get over, like, we're down in the teens. I'm not used to that. Heck, we're not even used to getting a bunch of snow either, so everybody forgets how to drive in it. Always a fun thing to watch the people try to get up and down a hill. I live on a quite steep hill. I'm going to add a little white in here just to give that a little more of a highlight. Okay. So we live up on, it's a pretty steep hill. We're up on the top. And everybody wants to, get to work. I think I've said it before, we have only 2 roads to get down from the top of my hill. One that goes on the back side and one that goes on the front side. We are on the front side with the schools and the store. Backside is like easy access to the freeways and stuff. You just go down the back of the hill and it connects you to the freeways, which is great, except for when it snows and they close that road down, and all they do is clean our road off because the schools are up here and they want the kids to be able to get back into school, which is great, and it keeps our road nicely sanded, and they plow it. But when it keeps snowing on top of it, you can't do anything. You can't go anywhere. You're just walking. Schools are closed. And then everybody who needs to get home has to come up our side because they can't get up the other side. Freeways get closed, other roads get closed. It's just fun. Anyway, I'm just going down his back, kind of the same as I did on the other one, but we have a lot of little feathers here. I'm going to go darker here next to the wing. So this is the black grape. And I'm going to just bring that color out. Go all the way down the wing. And I'm going to go down this side of him too. Just a touch of it. So yeah, it rained and now people can go up and down the road. I don't know if they can get up on the other side yet. I'm not venturing out. But at least we can get to the grocery store and stuff now without having to walk. It's a little cold out there. Okay, then we're going to go down his center section with the grayed lavender. So I used the black and grape first, and then a bit of the Parma Violet, and then I'm just going to go up with the gray lavender here. Make sure the color's laid down nicely, and then I'll go back in with the black and grape and kind of add a little bit of shading underneath some of these. And I'll bring in the Parma Violet and do a little bit more. And then the great violet. Now if you wanted to, you could definitely take your time and do every little feather. They are feathers. But I kind of like that look. I'll go in with a black and darken these areas and maybe put a little more black in there. But right now we're just going to finish up some of these. So I'm just going in with the black grape, kind of bringing it down at an angle here. I'm going to be painting these things here black like I did the other one. I'm not painting them, I shouldn't say that. Just use the PITT pen and color them in. Bring that down a little. Okay, and then in these we're just going to touch it at the top. These also are going to be done in the black. Okay, so we're just going to go in with the grayed lavender on this one. And pull that color down a little. And we're putting good pressure on this to burnish it and blend them. Okay. And now we're going to have to, we have a very big tail here. So we're going to start with the, like we did up at the top on these. Darken that up. And then we're going to pick and choose our tail like we did last time. Some of them are going to start off dark. This is just the red lavender, pulling that color down. So, we're going to go with, I'll go with this one here and this one because they go under this one. So we're going to darken this part up. That was with the violet. And then we'll darken this one up with the grape. Need some more of that over here. This is the violet again. Add some of that violet to this one. Okay. The lightest color. And we'll bring some of that down in here. And then we'll darken the tip. So we'll come in with the grape down here. Tip, you can't see, sorry. And just bring it up. And go in with the grayed lavender, pull it up. And blend it in. Gonna leave a little line there for the white. So we'll just come in with the white. Just give it an extra little blend. And a highlight there. Okay. Then we'll do the second one here. And we'll come in with the grayed lavender. Sorry about that. Pewter. Okay, and we won't put any white in that one. So then I will pick another one here that is underneath everybody. And I'll do that in the darkest. And bring it down to the tip. And then go in with the grayed lavender. And we'll leave that one for a little bit of white. And add that in. Just down at the tip. Okay, and then we will just keep working on all of them that way. We're going to put in a violet one here. We'll put a violet one way over here. One light and then light. Oh, it's fun. Like I said on the other one, we want to kind of treat the tail, at least I do, like a ribbon. Just makes it easier for me. So if you think about when you put a ribbon on a package, if you buy them at the store, those little puffy ones, the ones on top have got the lighter color because they're not shaded by the little ruffles, or whatever you want to call them, from the ones on the bottom. So I just kind of try to keep that in mind when I'm doing the tail, so when I'm done, it doesn't look like one pink or purple blob from here down. And so I just go to the darkest ones on the bottom, and I try to keep the darkest next to the either darkest or the lightest of the one above it. And I kind of change those up depending on where the piece is. And I go between the three colors instead of doing just the black grape and then the Parma Violet and then the other one, just for a change of look. And throwing white in there just to accent any piece that kind of looks like it's getting lost. So I love that Prisma white for doing that. And if I do get too close in colors, I will just get out my eraser and add a little white bit with it. Kind of did that with the leaves because they were just getting a little too green, and I'll show you that in a little bit if I don't forget. Hopefully I won't. So I'm just going to go in with the grayed lavender and blend this on out. I'm also going to do one up here. Do that in grayed lavender. She did this one. And we'll see how these turn out. Tails are always the fun part. She does a great job on her birds, but when we get all that up in their hair, up here on their heads and all down on their it gets a little fluffy. Makes fluffy birds. Just going to put a little white down here. Blur that one a bit. So how are you all doing? Is your weather cold or nice and warm and toasty, depending on what side of the world you live in? And a little of the white up here too, just to help with the wings. I got myself a brush so I could use it, because I find out if I rub it when I have some of the waxy buildup, I tend to smear color all over my page, and I don't want to do that. It takes a while to get used to using it though. Okay, any areas that you think need to have a little more color, just add it in. Any place you think you don't want color, take it out. I mean, it's your choice. Your book, you can do it any way you want. If you follow along on these tutorials, I do absolutely love seeing your finished projects too, so don't forget to give me a little shout out or something if you're in one of the coloring groups that I'm in. I find it really fun to see them. Or you could tag me on Instagram or whatever. I just think it's really fun to see what you guys come up with. Alright, so Birdie is mostly done. Like I said, I'm going to add black in here, and then it'll have some stickles too, so depending on this area is the only thing I'm going to have problems with, but all this is going to be black, and then his ribbing up here, these dots are going to be stickles, so I'm thinking these big ones will also be stickles, and then this area will be black, so I'm going to leave that alone. So we're off to his key. Let's see if I can get the whole thing in. We have to do his ribbon too. And I'm thinking I will do a green ribbon. I know a purple ribbon or something would be better, but bring some green up here to this corner. So I'll go grab some of my green pens. So okay, we've got the moss green, the green ochre, and we'll do the pale sage and give it a little bit more green up there. So moss green is 1097, green ochre is 1091, and the pale sage is 1089. All the pencils will be listed down below in the box, so don't have to worry about that. We're just going to go in. This is the green moss. And put that in the darkest or the darker sections. He's biting down on it. It'll be darker around his beak. And then you just pick your curves where you want them to be darker. The knot is going to be darker only because it's tied. And there we go. We will come in with the pale sage and blend that up and down. And that just kind of gives us our wonderful little highlights we want. Then any place we want darker with a tone of brown, we're going to bring in the green ochre. So again, back down where the darkest spots are. And just bring the color out a little bit. And it gives it a golden look. There. Okay. So ribbon done. And now the key. So I have to get out pencils for this, so if you'll hold on for a moment. Okay, we have got the pencils to do the key. Now, bringing in two colors that I don't usually use on this page. One of them is Sand, which is 940, French Gray, 1076. Artichoke is a very close color to one of the other ones, but I'm going to use that because it has a little bit more of a brownish tone to it. And that's 1098. And then Henna, which I do use sometimes in the pinks, 1031. And we're going to do the key. We're going to use the sand as a highlight area on the key. And I'm just going to pick a few spots where I want it to be lightest. Okay. Then we're going to go in with the gray, and that is the 90% French gray. And we're going to kind of add it in lightly in the darkest areas. And again, you're not stuck with these colors. These are just the ones I picked to go with the muted tones that I'm using in this book. Artichoke. Kind of going over the gray. And the sand bringing it up. And then the henna will come in and go over a bit of the portion of everything, just where you think it could use a little brightening. Because the metal sometimes has a reddish hue to it. And then if we want to brighten any of that up, being so small, just bring in the white. And just add a little bit more to our highlighted area. And there we go. A cute little key. Little. Okay, and we're going to do the stamen pieces of the flower here. Now, in a real lily, these are kind of a pinkish. They go up to like a white, and then they have a little kind of a T-top that is dark brown. And since ours don't have that look to it, I'm going to use a little bit of the 3-color or 4 colors that I used, but I'm only going to use 3 of them. And I'm going to put a little sand down here at the bottom and bring it up. And because I colored on some pink in here, it'll blend nicely with that. Okay. Then we're going to take a little bit of the artichoke and bring it up. And this is where you can find some shading to go in here. Then I'm going to use the henna on the top. Just lightly. And then we're going to use the white and bring it all together. Well, someone couldn't figure out that they shouldn't drive so fast on the snow. Sorry. Big honking going on. Okay, and I missed one in the background here. So we'll add that color in. And there we go. That's how I will do the rest of them. I might add in a tiny bit of the black raspberry just to darken the tips up. Just like that. Just so they stand out just a bit more. Just on the edge. And there we go. That's what the tips will look like. Okay, I'll finish off with all the tips and then I will be back. I will color in this. I'll show you the pen I'm using is just the Faber-Castell PITT pen in the F, and I'll just go around in here. It's got a real fine tip, and color these sections. All these in black. And then I'll do it up here too. Around that area. Leaving those balls white because they're going to be stickles. I'll be doing the long wings down here. Same way. And then these little scallopy things here, I'll do those too. And then when I come back, that'll all be done. And the little scallops down here on his tail. And I'll do his eye up also. So I just color it, leaving the highlighted area I'll go over with Posca. Okay, so I will finish up the rest of the stamen that are in here. I will finish up the black work on the bird, and then we will be back and do the background. So I'll see you in a bit. Okay, we're back, and I'm going to do the distress inking. I forgot this little guy down here, but I'll color him in after I'm done inking, because he's going to be a black spider with a stickle star on him, and his little pearl, if you can see that, will also be a stickle. Now I've moved my little plastic sheet here, so it comes down to the edge of my paper. Pretty sure you can see the edge. I'm going to start distress inking down in this corner, going this way in the Victorian velvet, and then I'm going to change to blue up at the top. But I'll show you how I'm going to do this. You'll just have to excuse the noise in the background. We don't answer the phone here. So the sponge application, of course, is only going to be inked halfway. And I don't care if it's blotchy down here, because I'm going to be spraying it with water and giving it a splotchy effect anyway. So in some spots I'm going to want it darker, and some spots I'm going to want it lighter. And I'm sorry, hair is now on here. So I'm just going to kind of go in and lay it down. Now I am using a light touch, darker where I want it dark, and really light where I don't want too much. But I am going to bring it down to the end of the page. That's why I have the plastic mat here, so it won't go on the rest of the pages underneath. I'm going to make this corner really dark, and then just kind of splotchy put in the rest of this. So I'm going to leave some spots blank and some spots with heavier ink on it, and just going up into this area up here. And like I said, I don't really care if it blotches. Kind of going for that effect anyway. And we'll get some on this side. Okay. Down here towards the little spider guy. And up towards the purple bird. Move the book up while I'm going up in this direction. There. A little more right there. Maybe a little darker. There. Just in some shaded spots. It's all up to you when you do this. Or even if you want to do this. You can do this with pastels too. You can just shave your pastel and rub it in. Okay, so that is what I'm going to do there on that. Then I'm going to take this little sponge off, and I'm going to change it to a blue one. And then I'm going to get the Distress ink in the blue color that I used on the other side. And I believe that was Broken China. If it's not, it's going to be today, because that's what I'm going to put in. So, Broken China. And we're going to rub that on. And then I'm going to come down. So I'll move my plastic up towards the top of the page. And I'm going to bring some of this down into the page here. And again, it can be splotchy because I'm going to spray it. And I'm going to bring it down into the pink area. Add some down in here, just to mix it up just a little bit. I don't want to blend it though, I just want, because you can blend these and make a nice color change, but I just want to get some of that color down in there. Okay, so it looks like a hot mess right now, but that's okay, because I'm going to spray it down. And where is the spritzer? Here we go. Distress ink sprayer, and then I just use this is an old washcloth, and we'll go down in the pink first. Move the book all over the place, and we're just going to spray it with some water. Give it a few seconds to activate. Usually you can count to 10. Some paper doesn't take too long to activate. See, it's already doing it, so we just dab it up. Okay. And if you want more splotchiness, you just add more water on top of it. Wait your seconds again. And blob it up. And I think I want a little more down here. So I just put a little dap of it there, and I'm going to wait for it. You can count up to 10, and then it just comes up, and it's going to lighten up even more from that. We're going to go up to the top section and splatterize that one. And because this was wet, see, it's already reacting with the water up at the top. Fun thing about distress inks is because they are water-based inks, you can actually get them to blend on the paper just by adding water. Just a little bit more there. And there we go. Make sure we're all dry. Now, one of the things I do like to do, because this page is wet, right? So I'll take one of the plastic sheets and I will stick it behind there. Then I'll take another plastic sheet from another book and I'll lay it in on this side, and then I'll just shut the book. I have to get the plastic. I'll show you. So so sorry about that. I'll just get the other plastic sheet, and while it's drying, if I close it and then I put a weight on it, that page will dry flat. There's not enough water on it like when you would use a watercolor paint to crinkle it too much, but it has enough on there to give it some bubbles. But before I do that, I'm going to put some ink down here on this little dude. We're just going to make him black. See if we're in camera with the little spider. So just black legs, black body, and such. I'll leave the star on him. This is just the same PITT pen. I got the set, I believe, from Michael's. Using a coupon. Okay, just going to finish him up. Probably do that off camera. Yeah, I can probably get him finished. There we go. I'll probably put some sparkles in him. Okay, and we will just be putting on our stickles, like I had said earlier. Going to do them in the diamond on the little spots, or I can do them in the same over here. I did these in a crystal. No, let's see. one did I do it in? I don't have it on my desk. But I want to make it match. Okay, let's see if it was this one. This is Stardust. So I'll lay it down and find out, and if it's not, well, it's still got some color in it. We will be putting it on the, dots on the birds, on the little pearls. Down on his wings and everything, on all these little dots. I can't do it because the paper's a little damp, and all of these up here on the bluebird. But that is all I do, is just lay it down, and then it'll dry, so you'll get the sparkle effect on him. I don't know if you can see that, but you'll get it. And then I'm going to put a little white splattering on this page after it dries. So at the end of the video, I'll show you what it looks like with the picture. Thanks for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed. And now these 2 pages are done in the book. Hope you all have a great day. And like I have said before, if you like these kind of videos, go ahead and subscribe. Ring the bell if you want notifications. And I will see you in the next video. Bye now.